The Cracker Barrel is listening to the feedback and have decided to revert their logo and update their stores back to the way it always was. And this entire situation could have been easily avoided if they just didn't bring in a Karen to direct marketing. They said on X, "We thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain." You did the one thing that people are like, just don't do anything. And congratulations, you are the Cracker Barrel. If anything, in a weird way, you could argue that this spun up a lot of notoriety and attention, not necessarily good attention, but they're trying to shift it in their direction for the positives. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. As a proud American institution, our 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you to our table soon. And there it is, guys. Once again, we won. Total Chud victory is in the books by simply saying, "The fuck you guys doing? What? Why? Why are you doing this?" So I responded to them. I said, "What do you have to say about the bold-faced lie she told on Good Morning America about how people love the redesign? Embarrassing leadership." And this was just like a couple hours ago. It already has 1,700 likes. Jeremy says, "Now fire your CEO and we'll all come back." Which, yep. Savvy, fire your DEI shit. Stop pandering to people who will not come to Cracker Barrel and put effort into store decor again. Jonas, are you going to put back the decorations and stop painting everything like it's a first watch? Fake Wizard, you spent $700 million, which I'm going to talk about this next. Spent $700 million on branding work that a second grader who can't tie his shoes could have done. Fire your CEO. Fire your entire marketing staff. Fire the intern who posted this tweet. Mean bastard, not good enough. You still tried this. We demand a sacrifice. Grums on X. Cracker Barrel spent $700 million on their rebrand. ... Just to walk it back. What are they even doing? Their focus groups were probably full of the modern audience. So let's hear what they had to say.
But even the apology is getting backlash. Cracker Barrel spending $700 million on a rebranding plan that they say will turn the product from old rustic to perhaps more modern streamlined. Customers say that's just a giant helping of biscuits and bologna. They don't like it. So after a week's worth of backlash, the Tennessee-based company did put out an apology statement of sorts, which said, in part, quote, "We know we won't always get everything right the first time, but we'll keep testing, learning, and listening to our guests and employees." But
no, you're listening to the stock price that was down 15% in a day. That's what you listened to. You weren't listening to the people at all. In fact, the CEO chick that went on Good Morning America, she was literally saying the complete opposite, that people were loving this. Someone's lying here.
Mea culpa. Well, it didn't go down that well. Critics called it lame, and social media lit up with comments like these. Quote, "You kicked Uncle Herschel to the curb. Now you are paying the price. Own it and stop making excuses." Another wrote, "Eating Sunday supper in a place that looks like a car dealership does not say vintage Americana." But the company's new logo, let's begin there. A simple gold shield with the restaurant.
Like, how terrible is that? Like, I don't even, there are no words for this. This is something out of like Mad Magazine, like a parody. You're like, this is not even real. Not to mention the $700 million that went in part to a new logo. Ooh, I thought DEI was a good grift. Maybe DEI logo making is the best grift going right now.
Restaurant's name, but gone is the image of a man affectionately called Uncle Herschel, dressed in overalls, sitting by a barrel. The company also says stores will be decluttered with fewer knickknacks.
Well, it also tells me too that the people in charge of the marketing had no idea of the significance of Uncle Hersher and what he meant to the brand. They just saw old white dude go pound sand, bro. The modern audience does not want white people. Sorry.
With fewer knickknacks on the wall, with brighter paint and booths. Critics call that soulless, sterile, and woke. Erasing heritage, they say.
Yep.
Another part of the apology statement, though, went on to say, look, the things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth, peg games on the table.
They even wokeified the peg games, by the way. Like, they're not even old school anymore.
Treasures in our gift shop and vintage Americana. But you know what, guys? It's not just the criticism that won't go away. The stock price for Cracker Barrel has dropped 10% since this controversy began. That translates to about $143 million in value being wiped off the book.
Wow.
So, yes, Cracker Barrel wants to move ahead and wants this controversy to go away, but it's not happening anytime soon.
$700 million. Holy. I saw a C3 Old Man Cat just added this. He said, Marcus Lemonis, who is an unconditional lover of business, the prophet, the fixer on Fox, Hulu, and Fox Business, posted, I'm buying 100 families of 4 dinner on me at Cracker Barrel. I love it and I appreciate admission. People, process, product. Fox Business, the fixer. So there you go. Getting some positive press going. Sweet. Here we go. How about this one? Grums on X. Lol, is this for real? Did the CEO of Cracker Barrel just crash out over her little logo disaster? Unconfirmed if this is authentic, to be clear. The CEO of Cracker Barrel just posted this to her Instagram, allegedly, Instagram stories, and then quickly took it down. Oh my God, fuck it. I don't care. What is even happening? I believe it. Can't confirm, but I believe it. Then we have the roaster of Roaster Supremes, Steak and Shake, referencing Donald Trump's statement, who said Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity, which that's what I was saying. This, if they can swing this around, it might actually work out for them, ironically. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead. Good luck. No lies detected, by the way. I mean, wokies can cry all they want about that, but he's right. Steak and Shake says, great idea, Mr. President. We really appreciate your sage advice. The woke Cracker Barrel management has even less competence than your predecessor. The CEO needs to hear you're fired from her board. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Man, Steak and Shake is fucking wild, and I would not recommend a company do this ever. But damn, I mean, Steak and Shake is winning over a lot of people right now with it. So I guess it's working. And then we have this one here. This is from Azra Nomani, who is former Wall Street Journal. And she said, exclusive. She knew Cracker Barrel CEO Julie Fels-Massino and her board ignored warnings last year from investor Sardar Biglari that her quote unquote strategic transformation plan and rebrand was obvious folly. And here's a thread. Has receipts of our new Fox Business investigation, which here we go. This is the investor. Cracker Barrel CEO dismissed warnings from a top investor who called the rebranding obvious folly. May 16th, 2024, CEO unveils strategic plan. An investor call, redefine the brand. Wall Street heard jargon. The stock tanked. This was last year in 2024. October 2024, chickens have come home to roost. Cracker Barrel investor Sardar Biglari and the board critic fires off a letter to shareholders saying strategic transformation plan is obvious folly. Cracker Barrel is not a broken brand, but it has a broken board. Oh, shit. October 24th, 2024. Fed up investor Sardar Biglari lays out his criticisms in a 120-page slide deck presentation with the title, Cracker Barrel is in crisis. Wow. Cracker Barrel CEO and board on October 29th reject the criticism. He publishes another slide deck, this time warning the result could be catastrophic if Cracker Barrel doesn't ditch its misguided transformation plan and rebrand. I mean, I want to call this guy a prognosticator of prognosticators, but I mean, it's just common sense. I think anybody would look at this and say that. Just the wild thing is that they ignore the investor's warning. November, an investor's new warning. Investor Sardar Biglari tells the board to ditch the rebrand. The day Cracker Barrel opened in 1969, it was already old. Its theme derived from the 1920s. I am concerned that not only will the remodel not work, but it could actually damage the brand further. He noted, let me make my position clear. The company's $700 million remodel plan will not work. This was in November of last year. January, Cracker Barrel brags about its outstanding leadership. This is the generation of awarding themselves. At a conference, Cracker Barrel touts its outstanding leadership team, including CEO Julie Masino. Still, its number one transportation plan pillar, refine the brand. August 18th, 2025, all the more rebrand flops. The CEO and board dismiss all the warnings by investor Sardar Biglari and ditch the Cracker in the Barrel in the Cracker Barrel, releasing a rebrand called All the More. It flops, as does the stock. Like I said, down 15% in a day is pretty catastrophic for a redesign of a brand. That's crazy. Unheard of almost. August 22nd, calls to fire the CEO, which, by the way, she should have been fired last year with what was going on here. The fact that she's still there is, it doesn't it just perfectly encapsulate what's wrong with American business? Cracker Barrel investor Sardar Biglari also owns Steak and Shake. Wait, what? Which posts the message mocking the rival's new logo in 3 words, fire the CEO. Oh my God. This guy's got such fuck you money. It's actually impressive. That's awesome. Now it all makes sense. That's why Steak and Shake is taking the approach they are. Now I get it. And shout out to Azra for this amazing thread. I'll put this in the description as a reference. And we'll leave it at this one because this came from Donald Trump earlier that I read. Got quote tweeted by the White House saying good luck. And they quote tweeted this: America first. America is back. Go woke, go broke. The White House. What planet are we even on right now? The fucking White House tweeted this. If you told me like 5 or 10 years ago that the White House would be tweeting this shit out, I'd be like, bro, how many nuclear wars have we had in the past 10 years? And wait, isn't it go woke, get broke, or get woke, go broke? I get confused. It's not go woke, go broke. It's get in one of those is the official terminology of it. I don't remember off the top of my head. But regardless of that, this is the Cracker Barrel situation. And Matt Stanford says, get woke, go broke. There we go. So they tweeted this out and didn't even get it right. I would have double checked. I would have been like, ChatGPT, help me out. It's not go woke, go broke. Which one is it? Cracker Barrel is apparently trying to use this as a slingshot of their brand to push it forward. I don't know if it's going to work, but should be interesting to see. I also think in a million years, I would not be talking about the Cracker Barrel on my YouTube channel ever. So, like, unless they held like a gaming event there or something, which even then. But here we are. Welcome to 2025. Tiger King says White House social media is phenomenal. A bit cringe sometimes, though. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get that when you toe that line. Sergeant Sapien for the 2. 700 million down the toilet. Think about that. Think about that. What a grift. At that point, it's money laundering. Kyle for the 2. ChatGPT says the original term is go woke, go broke. ChatGPT is wrong. I'm going to check myself now. I not that I don't believe you, but I want to see it for myself. Okay, I said, what is the correct verbiage for the slogan go woke, go broke? Is it get woke, go broke, or is it just go woke, go broke? All right, fair question. Let's see what it says. More widely recognized version is get woke, go broke. There you go. Okay, so maybe you didn't ask it the right way. It's all about how you prompt it to make sure it gives you the proper response, because it can be very biased if you don't give it like additional information. But for me, it is get woke, go broke.